I'm recording. Are you
All
recording?
right. Well, here we go. Let's get this started. My name is Jessie. I'm with Publishing Our Children's Stories, and we are a publishing accessory. So, Laurie, tell me about who you are and what you've recently done, which is pretty dang exciting.
Thanks for having me, Jessie. So I'm Laurie Wright. I'm currently a stay-at-home mom with 3 kids. But before I had kids, I taught kindergarten for about 10 years. So during that time, as the years passed, I noticed a bit of an alarming trend, and that was that the 4 and the 5-year-olds coming into my class didn't feel capable of solving their problems, everyday problems like a broken pencil or needing a Band-Aid, things like that. And it's not that they weren't capable, they didn't have any experience solving their problems. They didn't know what to do. They didn't know how to handle it. So 10 years ago, I wrote this book. So this is the book, I Can Handle It. And I wrote that book 10 years ago, and then it really sort of sat on a shelf in my computer, and I didn't know where to go with it. So just about 6 months ago, I got the motivation again and did my research and put the time in, figured it all out, and self-published it in August.
Awesome. And where can you find the book right now?
So right now it's for sale on Amazon.
Okay.
And I think that's all right out for me personally, if you're here in Alberta.
Okay, and we can put the Facebook link, or excuse me, we can put the Amazon link in the description, but you also have a Facebook page as well, right?
I do. I have a Facebook page, and it's Laurie Wrighter. And you said you'd put the link for the spelling for that?
Absolutely, absolutely. So one thing that we talked about before is with your book comes mantra cards. Do you want to talk about those?
Sure. It doesn't come with it right now because
excuse me. Yes.
No, that's okay. I created them afterwards, so I will definitely look into how to make a bundle, so to speak. So this is just the first sort of the intro, the title page mantra card. So it's a 4x6, and on the back of every card is instructions, and there's talking points. So the idea with the mantra is it's just a thought that you would repeat over and over and over with your child or with your students that will help to ingrain social emotional competencies. And it is based on the 5 social emotional competencies. So of course that's a very important one, be kind. And there's the talking points on the back. So if you do it with your children, you would have them pick one, or you could pick one, let them read it or read it to them, and then talk about it and what being kindness means. So on the back of this one, I have be the reason someone smiles. And that's kindness. And you'll never regret being kind. And if you can't be kind, be quiet. So, that's important things to learn. And there's another one. So they're color-coded for the 5 social emotional competencies, and there's 5 for each. So there's 25 total. I will be offering a sample pack if people just want to try it out, just 5 of them. This one was important to me. My 5-year-old daughter has, that she'd rather not try. She'd rather not try anything, and it's so important. I always say, you just need to try. So.
Awesome. And that's so many of the kids, they don't put the effort out, and you kind of just give up, and this is kind of putting it back in their court and letting them go ahead.
Exactly. They need to do it. They need to do the work of the problem solving. They have to feel maybe that negative emotion to start, the frustration, the anger, the sadness, and then you can walk them through how are you going to handle that.
Absolutely.
And they can, they might pick the wrong way to handle it, but that's okay too. And then you have something to talk about. Mm-hmm. Why did that happen? What could you do next time? Did you handle it? Well, they did handle it. But it's all a learning experience. And so the learning leads to growth, leads to greater independence, greater responsibility. And then the kids having that feeling of resiliency, which is so important as they get older, especially in today's society. They need to be resilient to deal with these harder issues that come along in junior high and high school.
Oh, absolutely. And so much, that's when the parents are even taking over even more, and you're like, no, they've got to learn to deal with this, because in a couple of years, they're going to be on their own.
Right, exactly. That's exactly it. So why not teach them when they're little that they can do it for themselves?
Absolutely. And I'm just going to tie my kids creation compendium that we've been working on and promoting that. A lot of what my goal is with that is to allow the kids' voice to be heard, and to to encourage them to take that on themselves. And I see I have someone in the background. I can't. So I do feel that what you have to say with "I can handle it" really works well with the Kids Creation Compendium, to encourage them to tell their story and help others to learn that, yeah, you can do this. You know, whether it's writing a story or helping somebody through a difficult situation, a struggle that they've had, and really that's my focus. So I'm very excited about this. I can handle it. But as a parent, or even as a teacher, you have additional resources too that are available.
I do. So if you get the book, you don't have to buy the book to get this resource. If people go to my Facebook page, there's a button that says sign up, and it's sign up for my free resource. But on the back of the book, there's a bit.ly link. So it's just bit.ly Laurie Wright. And I have a free lesson plan for teachers based on the book. And I have a free parent resource, which is a script to go through. So it's basically the idea for how to talk to your kids about whether or not they can handle their problems, how they're going to handle their problems. And it really models problem solving from the parents, starting at the parents. So the parent gives an example of a problem they're dealing with. Mm-hmm. So as easy as, I don't want to get out of bed to go to work on Monday morning. Everyone can relate to that. You know, you talk about it with the kids and how you're going to handle it.
Absolutely. Yeah, and I think we probably should have been introduced to something like this, you know, before you even, you know, your kids are even going to school and they're at an even younger age, because we don't know how to deal with that kind of stuff.
Yes.
Or we think we do. We think we got a handle on it when you're watching somebody else take care of it, but then when it's yourself, it's as a parent at least, we're all learning. So very, very helpful. And that there's a parent and a teacher resource, two different resources available, correct?
There is. You can get either or both.
Okay, perfect. So everybody that is watching this, definitely go to her Facebook page, which will be in the link, and download it. We'd love the input on what you guys think, both as parents and as teachers, on how that helped you, and anything that you believe needs to be added, or just how it affected you. We love the input, so fill that in. All right. Well, thank you so much for being part of this. And is there anything else that you'd like to add?
No, I'm just so excited. I'm excited that the book is finally out there and in production. And the feedback I've gotten about the actual book has just blown me away. People saying that their kids want to bring it with them. I've had a few friends tell me they've gone through a tough, like a death in the family.
Right.
And the kid said, "It's okay, Mom, I can handle it." And even now it's going to make me tear, because it's been effective. It's been so worth it, so worth going through that long process for me, and so rewarding to hear that it's fulfilling the purpose that I intended. Mm-hmm. So that's all. I'm excited.
I think that's fantastic. That's really what I'm trying to encourage. So when you put that on the back burner for so long, and then to do your research and finally get it published, thankfully you did publish it, because all these kids, and these parents that do come up with these struggles, these obstacles, they might not have been able to handle it, or at least for several years, without your book, or your resources helping them, encouraging them. Because sometimes we just need either somebody to talk to or discuss, and when you have a book, it's easier for the child to discuss it, and give that open conversation. But with publishing, self-publishing, there's a lot of work to it. And publishing our children's stories, that's what we're doing, is we are encouraging you to get your book published. Traditional publishers are fantastic, but they're expensive. I don't know if you ran into that, or if you even tried to explore the traditional route.
Once I heard how long it took, I'm impatient, and I waited 10 years, and I was not about to wait 2 or 3 years. And from my research, what I learned was, even if everything's a go and it's smooth sailing the whole way, it's about a 2 to 3 year process. And I just absolutely couldn't wait. So as soon as I found that out, I knew I had to find another way.
That's right. And it takes steps, but really, as a self-publisher, you can, if you wanted that book published tomorrow, as long as you had the illustrations and stuff, you could have flat out done that. Yes. With publishing our children's stories, we promote self-publishers, but we're a publisher, or at least, name ourselves that, because you can keep all of your rights. You can have the resource of a professional design, layout, covers, distribution, all of that, and encourage marketing as well. And so we can take on all of that for you without having to go through the hassle of learning and discovering how it is that you're going to self-publish, which either way is great. Some ways are better than others. Some, for some people it's better than others. So if anybody out there has a story that you've written and has been on the shelf for a while, get a hold of us at Publishing Our Children's Stories, and we can get the ball rolling and get that published for you. But Laurie, thank you so much again for joining us. I'm so excited to finally meet you, and any day, or actually hopefully any hour, I'll have your book in my hands because it's supposed to be here yesterday.
Thank you so much for inviting me on. This has been fabulous.
You're welcome.